we know game 3, obviously the Pacers able to get the job done, win a big one. And I told you earlier, stat, man, 80% of the teams that win game 3 go on to win the NBA Finals. So that's a crazy stat, and obviously in favor of the Pacers. But is what made this playoff so crazy and wild is that so many things that don't make sense continue to happen. And the Thunder are looking to now go 6-0 after a loss. They're 5-0 right now. You got the Pacers who've been 5-0 after a loss. So that's why we're sitting here at 2-1. But when I look at this series, Rob, and one of the things that we were worried about that I was keeping an eye on going into this was the Thunder have the biggest point differential all season. They're blowing everybody out by an average of, 12 points a game, 12, 13 points a game. That is crazy. They've beaten people by double digits in 61 games. They're just demolishing everybody. We know what the defense has done, a historical defense as well. So they've gotten used to blowing people out. They've got used to going with massive double-digit leads in the fourth quarter. They've got used to the game being out of hand for them early. And what I wanted to keep an eye on was when things got a little tight, when games got a little closer, how would they fare? And what's made it interesting is they're doing it against a team who has been the most clutch in clutch games. 9-1 are the Pacers in clutch games. Games are within a handful of points in the final minutes of a game. The Pacers, we know what they're doing. Tyrese Halliburton has made all of the clutch shots. He's 4 for 4 with under 2 seconds. So you got a team who blows everybody out going up against a team who has been uber clutch. And I think what we're seeing is the Oklahoma City Thunder being Mike Tyson. That run he had in the mid and late 80s. I'm knocking everybody out. Soon as the bell ring, bing, bing, bop, bop, boo, bop, 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 bam, boo, knocking them out, and this is what I do. And all of a sudden, things get a little tight for Mike Tyson when he has to go into those championship rounds, or in the NBA version, the fourth quarter. And I think that's what we're starting to see. If I can knock you out, I'm good. If I can knock you out with this uppercut, this right hook, I'm good. That's the Thunder. But when things get tight, we got to go in those championship rounds, and I got to joust it out, and I got to box you through the fourth quarter. I might have to switch the game plan. I might have to switch to southpaw. I don't know that the Thunder have had to do that a lot, and I think they clinch up a little bit. They had a bunch of turnovers. They had 5 turnovers, and their shots got blocked 5 times, 3 of them from a 7-footer, and Chet Holmgren got his shot blocked 3 times. So I think what we have witnessed is them trying to figure it out in the fourth quarter, and I don't know if they'd had to do that a lot. And so I think we're seeing them be tight and try to figure this out, where the Pacers, this is what they've done all postseason long. We have been in it. We've come back from 15 points plenty of times. We've made clutch shots. Tyrese Halliburton has made a whole career of it in one postseason, and I think that's what we're witnessing. A team that if they hit you with the knockout blow, this is what they do. But when the knockout blow doesn't work, they don't know what to do and how to close the game.
Well, you should be afraid if you're a Thunder fan, because this is that part that you talk about where now you might face these moments and situations and you can't close them out. And that could be the reason that they lose, because they weren't able to close out game 1. Game 1, you'll look back, I'm telling you, a loss like that where you're leading all the way up until 0.3, not 3 seconds.
Not 3 seconds.
0.3. Like almost no time left to put up a shot. Almost, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you think back to that, you go, oh, my God. How in the world did we lose that game? They would be right where they're supposed to be right if they won that game.
2-1, nobody,
Indiana wins,
Rob
right?
G expecting a sweep.
Right. Indiana won in the first game at home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you win game 4, and then you go back home and you win game 5. Series over. That's we ain't there no more.
Right.
Anybody who thinks that we're in the same place as when this thing first started, no way. And not after the way the Pacers played in game 3. You hear even Eddie House was talking about it. He don't sound as confident. Am I right? Like, if you watch this, just being, I know you want your pick to be right or whatever, but just watching it as an observer, ain't no way you don't feel the same way.
These teams are so evenly matched, and I think not necessarily you had the Pacers in 6, but I think we forgot so many things in favor of the Pacers, Rob. I mentioned earlier, 44-16.
The second best team in the
1st.
NBA. Only one team was ahead of them. Guess what?
That's
They're playing
Thunder.
them.
And you look at their offensive rating, they were 3rd in assists. And when you watch them play, what do? Move the ball, move the ball, move the ball. So I think we just overstated how great defensively the Thunder were and maybe forgot at how magical the Pacers have been, even in this postseason, they just don't quit, and they've come back from so many down. Now, I still think the Thunder have enough to win because they've won most of these quarters in this game, this series. They just haven't won the most important is the fourth. And the two that they've lost, the fourth quarters, are the two games that they've lost.
This is the scary part of Game 4. The Pacers are up; they can go for it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like they're not playing from they're down 2-1 and can't afford to lose that game. There's a different mindset. If you go out there and you can't be uptight, you're up. Worst case scenario is you lose, it's 2-2, and it's the best 2 out of 3. That's so you can't go on. If you're the Thunder and you haven't played well in the fourth quarters and all that, you're like, dude, we're on the brink. If we don't win this game, we'd have to win 3 in a row. There's almost no way we're going to do that. You like it really. There was the team up, and that's why I think you're right when you talk about the stat.
80% that win Game 3, win the finals.
Because there is something there that allows you, not that you're carefree and you'll throw the ball around and you don't care, but you ain't under the same pressure as somebody who can go down. There's a huge difference between 2-2 and 3-1.
That's why, you know what's funny?
Huge.
I've always thought all my life, I hear people, Game 3, everybody has their game that they think, I just feel Game 1. You want to start from Game 2 to me? Game 4 has always been the most important to me because, okay, after Game 2, we're 1-1, or I'm up 2. Okay, well, 3. Game 4, because you either got swept or you're down 3-1 or you tied the thing back up and you're 2-2. Game 4 is the one to me that always just tells how it's going to be. I just think that's because if the Pacers win, they're up 3-1. If you're the Thunder, it's 2-2, we're good, baby. We got the home court advantage again. We're back, we're good. Game 4 to me is always the one. I just feel like because that's the one that can make or break you. But the Thunder, again, 5-0 after losses, trying to make it 6-0 with this one. 6.5-point favorites already, Rob. That Vegas is like, nah, this is the Thunder. They got to figure this thing out because they keep being big favorites. Doesn't matter if it's on the road. It's the biggest road favorite since I believe it was 1991. They are with this 6.5-point spread. So they didn't get a good game from SGA. He was 9 for 20. He had 6 turnovers. He had more turnovers than he had assists. So I credit the Pacers for that. So I expect him to do what he does. Just put 30, 35 on the board. That's what he does. But they're gonna have to play better. They're definitely gonna have to play better. And but maybe Tyrese Halliburton, who Mr. said, I don't want to hear the criticism about me being aggressive. Maybe he goes back to not being aggressive again, and then we're back tied up 2-2 in this game.
But they gotta smell it though. I mean, you know what I mean? Like that was the turning point. That game last night. Because remember, they were down by 9 or 10.
Yep.
So that could have been right there. Their season could have been on the brink right there. And for them to come back, win that game the way that they did, even after the Thunder, came back in the third quarter and they're tired or whatever. I mean, that's a big deal.
They finally had a good first half. The Pacers. It was halftime was 64-60 in favor of the Thunder, and that was finally a good half for the Pacers because they've gotten out to such slow starts. They're always down 12, 13, 8, down 6, down 12. They got up like, we're in this game. We're right there. And then the pace of the game. Shout out to T.J. McConnell as well. Because if you watch that game in that first half, the Thunder had a couple of points where they were about to break that thing open, and he would hit an annoying 3. Remember, he got a steal, then hit a 3 again. And he just was that annoying little pest, a better version of Matthew Dellavedova, and he kept them in it. He had a nice stretch for them that you could argue he was almost the MVP or at least unsung MVP. Because his little stretch in the second quarter and stuff, he kept them in it and kept the spirit of the Pacers up. Like bump on it, get the crowd into it, and you need that guy for every team.